Travis Wayne Goodsell. One of the things that the church made the governor do at the beginning of the coronavirus was not just help to spread and escalate it, but set traps for me. The one was that the first case that came from that cruise ship was not sent to the University of Utah where they do research. Instead, they sent them to the whatever emergency hospital out there in Murray. And if you think that has no connection, that's the one location that I am most likely to get infected by other people from. And so I'm well aware of that. But then, instead of keeping the buses at a high pace, they chose instead to cut bus service in half so that they run every 30 minutes throughout the week. And you'd think that they'd want to keep bus service going at a high pace so that I can have more opportunities to get infected, but this way it's made it worse as my time spent on the bus has increased by, my God, by a lot. Almost an hour and a half longer. And so it ends up being a 3-hour journey on the one day a week that I go out on the bus. But now that we're finally back into yellow, today's reporting showed us at 8.2, which is below 10, which is the red warning line. We're back in yellow. But they're very slow to return the buses. They were quick to get you back to church. Got to pay the tithing. They were quick to get you back to work as they were flip-flopping on school, which again extorted you for your first with your lives, now with your jobs for your lives. But they will not go back to the regular bus schedule of every 15 minutes. They've done it on the north and southbound buses, but not the east-westbound buses. So remember, it's the poor who use the bus. The rich don't use the bus. And as I hear on the news, it was the MAGAs who first started this whole snowflake thing. I'm guessing it was that one guy on Fox News who started it. Or, well, yeah, I think it was like, wasn't it the owner of Fox News who did a speaking thing and brought up Snowflake? I don't know if he's gone and been replaced, but whoever the guy was, somebody started it. And it was part of the MAGAs. That's what MAGAs do. They name call. They're abusive. They're bullies. They make threats, death threats. They cyberbully, they troll. And that has taught Mormons to do likewise when it comes to critics of the church. And so Mormons are all about calling ex-Mormons snowflakes. They don't use snowflakes, they use Korihor, apostate, antichrist. You know, the traditional standbys. So the church, they've been MAGA before MAGA. They've just been the traditional MAGA. They keep their mouths silent, but they implement policies that demonstrate their thinking processes of white supremacy and bullying and abuse and crime. And so you can see that in the laws of Utah. Did you know that if you have your shoes off while driving with an underage, it has to be an underage woman, I think, you can be charged with rape. Stay away from sandals. They may fall off. And she may get you. She's a honeypot trap. Those Utah girls. So yeah, there's all sorts of laws on the books that people just don't know about. And I heard that from a Rick's College legal ethics class when I was searching around for a career field. Realized the law would not be a fit for me because I would be too honest, and you have to be dishonest and corrupt in order to succeed as a lawyer. And so yeah, that's the same type of reason why I never chose to become a cop. Or a doctor even. Not just because you have to take so many extra years of deep in debt, but pharmaceutical companies would force you to experiment on humans with their drugs, as you would get a kickback, and then you don't cure people because you got to maintain a clientele, so you treat symptoms instead. So yeah, my honesty would destroy the career field that I would go into. So I had to find a career field that would not destroy my own career field. I needed to be honest in all my dealings. Sound familiar, Mormons? These are the consequences of the church. Whereas Mormons, for some reason, turned that same education that I received, but turned it into a corruption. And as MAGAs are witnessing in real time the destruction of the Republican Party, they're fracturing it. MAGA doesn't care about Republicans anymore. They wanted to hang Mike Pence. They want MAGA to be the party, just like the Tea Party did to the Republican Party. When the Tea Party fizzled and died and the Republican Party stood strong. But the question is, will MAGA succeed where Tea Party failed? Yes, I'm talking to you, Mike Lee, wannabe MAGA. Descendant of John D. Lee, the massacrer of women and children and babies. Mountain Meadows Massacre on 9/11. Was it 1852? Or should I waste time to check? Because that would be interesting if it's 52. Because Brigham Young just incorporated the church. His church. Mountain, I don't want Mountain America. When have I ever selected Mountain America? Never. Mountain Meadows Massacre, 57. Okay. So 5 years after incorporation, 5 years after legalizing the sex trade, polygamy. Let me check something here. I've not done the research on this fully yet. When did Mormons begin to expand out of Salt Lake City? I don't want settled. Expand. The hell? How could you miss this? They don't want us to know. No, not timeline. The early history of Mormons. All right, let's try another approach since Google can't, or Google has been ordered not to reveal this information. We may be witnessing live breaking news about how corrupt the LDS Church is here. When did Mormons move to Mexico? 1846. They entered Mexico. No, that... Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, because Mexico territory, yeah, okay, so, all right. Yeah, but, no. What's going on? Oh, dear God. Okay, here's a Wikipedia thing. Whatever this research.cgu.edu, because they're saying it's the days of 47, and they got 46 up here. 1846, they entered Mexico. Entered the Salt Lake Valley in 1846. It's the days of 47, right? Is there something going on that we're not being informed of? Is the truth that it's supposed to be the days of 46? Holy crap, that would be a huge bombshell. My goodness. Alright. Mormon colonies in Mexico are settlements located in the Sierra Madre Mountains in northern Mexico, which were established by members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, parentheses, LDS Church. That's not allowed anymore. Jesus is mad. Beginning in 1885. Alright. My hell. So it was after Brigham Young died. Right? Yeah. Yeah, because that was 76. Yeah. Because 75... No, 77. So 76 was when the Doctrine and Covenants was edited with new scriptures put in, such as section 137, the year after Brigham Young was thrown in jail by an unhappy ex. I have to check out this 1846. If this is bombshell revelation, the Mormonism and Migration Project. It's from Claremont Graduate University, wherever that is. I could click on it, but Elisa Pulido is the author. When the Mormons entered Salt Lake Valley in 1846, they entered Mexico and thus established both escaped both persecution and the oversight of the United States federal government. Why would they want to escape the oversight of the United States federal government, sweetie? On February 2nd, 1848, at the conclusion of the Mexican-American War, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo seceded Mexico territory south of the 42nd parallel north and west of the Rocky Mountains to the United States, including what became the Utah Territory. And she's got a footnote there. But there's no footnote for 1846. And she just continues on. So I can't confirm her information, because now, there's like references all throughout the whole thing here. First missionaries in Mexico. Interesting. That was in 1875 when he got divorced. I guess he needed to pursue little Mexican honey pots. Bring all the Mexican women to me. Because you do understand, Brigham Young had to approve all celestial sealings, which means all polygamous marriages. The concept of sealers had not yet taken hold. Do you want to go over that? So now we're getting to the 20s, the third convention. Yeah, splinter groups. Yeah. It's interesting why they took a while to establish themselves. And so the Brighamite Church, therefore, calls the this I can't think of the word. The Revelations of John Taylor as fiction. Just fake news. They're just trying to legitimize themselves. No, they're real. I got the PDF copies. He was promoting polygamy, and it was put in edited versions of, or editing, whatever they're called, in future Doctrine and Covenants. But then the United States came in, Edmunds-Tucker Act, boom, take out Brigham Young's, John Taylor's extra revelations, except for Brigham Young claiming to have received revelation as the president of the missionary committee to lead the whole church. Alright. Sealings in LDS church history. And sealing. Can't trust the church, so we'll try Wikipedia, which may have some factual information. Civil recognition, cancellation. You know it's still bigamy that's practiced, right? When you're sealed, the states recognize the marriages civilly, but when you're divorced civilly, church doesn't recognize it. So you remain sealed to each other. That's bigamy. It's different than polygamy, but similar. Because the church made a promise to the United States government with the Edmunds-Tucker Act, we will not practice polygamy ever again. So now they practice bigamy. Still illegal. But Russell M. Nelson's working on it, guys. He's going to get polygamy brought back. Make polygamy great again. That's Mipka. Mipka. Start the t-shirts and the signs of the beast in the forehead now. Baseball caps. Where's the history? See also celestial marriage, sealing power. I need the history, guys. Earliest eternal sealings for civil married couples. This is Dialogue Journal. Sealing, the Encyclopedia of Mormonism. History of sealings in LDS church history. No, I don't believe anything about taught by Joseph Smith. Especially when it's by Brighamites that are claiming it. Alright, they're not giving it to me. LDS Sealers. Oh yeah, Temple Sealers. Okay, is there a Wikipedia? Seriously? Church temple sealing. Ask Gramps. Must be performed. Yeah, you do know that's the keys of Elijah that were given with the keys of Moses in order to be the first president of the church. What? No, it's Peter, James, and John, Travis. Sealing Mormonism. Okay. Sealing is an ordinance. Why didn't it? That's the same thing. They're covering it up. Those bastards. When did LDS temple sealers start? Unbelievable. Going on for decades trying to find a simple little answer. Yeah, they recognize power of Elijah. It's actually keys, not power. It's the authority of Elijah. I got that wrong. Okay, Joseph Smith further taught that restored authority. Oh, you put it in the text, but you titled the chapter. God. Yeah, I can see why, but no. Power comes from righteousness. Authority is the actual. It's the same with the priesthood. No. And you're not showing me the keys of dispensation. Come on. Where is it? Adoption sealings. After Joseph's death, the saints completed the Nauvoo temple so that they could receive endowments and be sealed. You're going to throw Brigham Young under the bus? Sealed couples together, sealed children to parents. Yeah, they are. It was Brigham Young who started the sealing of parents to children, or children to parents. Huh. Well, there you go. And so Joseph Smith did start in 1838 the baptisms for the dead, but the sealing to the dead parents had not yet begun until Brigham Young here. Okay, 1894, Wilford Woodruff, receive your revelation that is not in canon scripture. Adoptive sealings. I don't understand adoptive, because adoption has sealing to children. Temple sealers. Okay, after Joseph Smith's death, Brigham Young and other members of the 12, yeah, because Brigham Young gave them prophet, seer, revelator status. Not translator, not even patriarch. The patriarch was denied the prophet, seer, and revelator status. So Brigham Young completely changed everything. Okay, so in 1887, the president of the newly dedicated St. George Temple, Wilford Woodruff, requested permission of Brigham Young to set apart others to perform sealings. Right before he died? Are we sure this is true? He's on his deathbed, and we're now claiming that Wilford Woodruff asked permission of him on his deathbed. And yep, sure enough, Young authorized Woodruff to set apart as many as necessary. There you have it. Wow. Okay, I need to do a copy and paste of this, because this reveals a lot of information that Mormons do not know and have taken for granted, trusting in the church. Yeah, I just want a copy. I hate it when they pop up the copy thing. But why is that not in the Wikipedia page? So there you have it. Joseph Smith was the only one authorized to seal. He's the only one who had the key of Elijah. So when he died, Brigham Young spread the wealth. And then Wilford Woodruff is the one who spread it even further. Interesting. Because he wasn't an apostle. He's the mission or the temple president at St. George. Interesting. Brigham Young did not reward Wilford Woodruff. LDS history. Alrighty. Interesting. He was on his deathbed. They don't even give us the date of when he requested. Let's go back to when he died. I think it was August, wasn't it? Yeah, August 29th. So he had time. But why are they not giving us the date? Where is it? They don't even have a reference. Nope. There's reference 11 here for the first presidency, standardized procedures for the temple presidencies and calling and setting apart sealers. by the early 20th century. Yeah, like maybe 1923. Could that have been the date that you are purposely leaving out? Let's check and see if you are leaving it out. 11. Dale C. Mortensen, a symbol of new directions, George Franklin Richards and the Mormon Church. Why can't the church be the source for your own material? Dear God. Dear God. Here's Sear Stones. Because I clicked the wrong thing. So yes, the church is holding back certain key information from us, and it's not being made available on Wikipedia, and they're using the wrong source for references. Oh my God. Do you not understand, Mormons, how you guys, as was the intended video title, as snowflakes, or you call ex-Mormon snowflakes, when in reality, you're the ones who are snowflakes. The church has made you snowflakes. Dear God. So there you go. Temple ceiling sealer scandal. Took a sharp detour. My hell, guys. I am so glad I'm out and never going back. Something occurred to me. Wilford Woodruff would have had to have been an apostle in order to become a successor, being the 4th president. And sure enough, he was in the Quorum of 12 from 1839 to 1889, and they give precise dates here on Wikipedia. April 26th in 1839 to April 7th in 1889. He was the president on October 10th, 1880. And then April 7th, 1889 became the 4th president, as he was the one forced to shut down the church. Nice little setup there. He was called by Joseph Smith. Yeah, duh, to replenish the Quorum of the 12. Reorganize. Rudder Clausen ordained at end of term. And I'm trying to find out where he was. The temple president. Yeah, here it is. Missionary work as an apostle. Okay, so apostles were given extra assignments and told to get the hell out of Salt Lake. That's interesting. He gave loyalty to Brigham Young, but instead of assigning somebody else from the loyalists, they divvied up the prominence to the apostles. That is interesting. See, now I have to find out, and that's going to be a whole nother long journey, but I'll download this as a PDF. But that would be interesting to find out what each of the apostles were up to once they reached Salt Lake City. Who got what assignment and who were banished from the kingdom.